Good morning, USA.
Yo 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 yo.
Good morning, Angela Yee.
Good morning, DJ Envy.
Charlamagne the God.
Peace to the planet. It's Tuesday.
Yes, it's Tuesday.
We are here.
Yes, we are. How you guys feeling?
Blessed, black, and highly favored. What's happening?
You started doing Halloween shopping for the kids yet?
What is Halloween shopping?
Getting costumes.
Oh yeah, the wife been doing that, but I mean they know what they want to be. They want it. Well, one of them know what they want to be.
Yeah, my kids finished yesterday. There was one outfit I had to get, the Banana Man from Fortnite. My son was like, I want to be the Banana Man. I was like, I don't even know what the Banana Man from Fortnite is.
Did you tell him his daddy is a Banana Man?
There you go. Why did I even go there? Like, I'm trying to talk family, like what my kids want to be. Now your dad want to be a Banana Man.
I just asked if he knows his dad is a Banana Man. I was asking questions, bro.
Is that a compliment? Are you flirting with me this morning?
No, it's not a compliment.
Yeah, but he wants to be a Banana Man from Fortnite.
Yeah, my daughter wants to be the werewolf from Zombies Part 1 and 2. I don't know how many zombie parts it is. I know it's at least 2. She wants to be the black woman werewolf. I can't remember her name. She's I don't know if she's a werewolf or just a wolf on Zombies 1 or 2.
I don't.
But that's who she wants to be.
I thought the werewolf had a mask, so you don't.
Nah, Zombies is different. Zombies is like this dance musical on Disney Plus.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Now, what about you? You dressing up this year?
I don't think so, no.
You don't go out for Halloween?
Where?
Wherever you would go out.
You go out for Halloween?
I usually work Halloween. Yeah, DJ.
Yeah, we go out for Halloween. Oh, I go out for Halloween for the kids.
Well, you guys have kids. Trick or treating. You don't go to like parties for yourself.
I usually DJ, and I definitely dress up when I take the kids out.
But you guys have kids. Y'all dress up because of that.
But I also go
You think
out.
you would if you didn't have kids?
Yes, I DJ. I go out DJ every year. Halloween is a big.
Well, I'm saying, Envy, you're not going out just for fun.
Yes,
I went to a Halloween party.
You're getting paid. You're getting paid to go out.
I
It's
go out
work.
with the wife. I have the most time on Halloween dressing up and partying with the wife.
That was fun. Last time I've been out on Halloween was years ago, but it was Lala had a Halloween party.
At Tao, right? That year?
Yeah, I've been to one of their Halloween parties, but it was an ugly sweater party, so you just wear one of your ugly sweaters.
Oh no, it was a full-blown Halloween party when I went, because I was Black Panther and my wife was Storm.
Okay. All right, well, let's get the show cracking. Ed Sheeran will be joining us this morning.
My guy. He's on tour, actually. The Mathematics tour started, and he's got a new album coming, too.
That's right. Well. So we're going to kick it with Ed Sheeran in a little bit, and then we got front page news. What we talking about?
Yes, student loan forgiveness applications are now formally open.
All right, we'll get into that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Hey, Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Now, last night, the Yankee game was postponed, but in Monday Night Football, the Broncos beat the Chargers. The Chargers beat the Broncos 19-16.
Why they postpone the game?
Rain.
Yeah, it was raining.
Rain delay. It was a 3-hour rain delay. People were upset because they went to the field. They went to the stadium anyway, and then they waited for 3 hours to say that the game was postponed. So people were there.
They were like, at 7 o'clock, we'll give you an update on whether or not, what time it's going to happen, or if it's going to happen.
But I guess they couldn't
today,
tell.
Right?
They was hoping that the rain would let up, but people were at that stadium 3-4 hours before they would tell them if it was canceled or postponed. So it's postponed today. Yeah.
All right. And Joe Biden announced the formal launch of the federal application for Americans seeking student loan forgiveness. So you can now apply to get that student loan forgiveness. We'll tell you how to do that. He posted on Twitter, I recently announced my administration's plan to relieve up to $20,000 in student loan debt if you received a Pell Grant and up to $10,000 if you didn't. Today I'm announcing how working and middle-class folks can apply for that relief. And he said, folks, apply for student loan debt relief today. No forms, no special login. It's available in English and Spanish and on desktop and mobile, and it'll take you less than 5 minutes. So go to studentaid.gov, and then you go to the section on student loan debt relief and click apply now. So you just have to give your basic personal information, your name, social security number, date of birth, phone number, and email address. They don't need documentation about your income, your student loans, or anything. Then you review the eligibility rules and confirm that you're a match. That means that you make less than $125,000 a year, or that your household makes less than $250,000 a year. If you meet those eligibility rules, you click the box confirming everything you provided is true and click submit. After that, it should take 4 to 6 weeks to process.
Yeah, I got a friend that did it actually last night, and she said she got a reply already, and now she's waiting to possibly get it
Same. I was watching MSNBC this weekend, and I heard our very own Nyla Simone, dropping the clues bombs for Nyla Simone. I heard her say that she was on the Cross Connection with Tiffany Cross, and she said she did it, and it took less than 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now Missouri police have allegedly dismissed claims about some abducted black women, and then a woman escaped from a basement. This is in Excelsior Springs, Missouri. Timothy M. Hazard, 39 years old, was arrested on October 7th after a woman escaped his home. And now those police officers are getting criticism from some members of the community. They were accused of, like I said, dismissing those claims until that happened. There was a 22-year-old woman who fled. She showed up at the front door of her neighbor's home. She had been held captive for a month in the basement. She was wearing lingerie, a metal collar with a padlock, and duct tape around her neck. According to the court documents, it was readily apparent that she had been held against her will for a significant period of time. Now, they have alleged that 4 girls have been killed and 3 went missing in the area, according to the newspaper, the Kansas City Defender. Now, a nonprofit media startup posted a video to TikTok alleging that a serial killer had been targeting young black girls in the area. That video did go viral, and the Kansas City Police Department spokesperson Donna Drake said in a statement there was no basis to support this rumor and said the reports are completely unfounded. The woman who escaped is black, and she told investigators that Hazlitt allegedly picked her up on Prospect Avenue in September, then kept her in a small room in a basement that he built, and allegedly kept her restrained by her feet and ankles and whipped her repeatedly. According to the affidavit, she was only able to escape when he left to take his child to school, and she was then treated at the hospital and released.
Did those people not learn anything from Dahmer?
And that is really, yes, you know what and that's exactly what I thought about when I read this story about how with Jeffrey Dahmer, the neighbors, everybody in the community, there was a time when a victim did even escape, and the police brought the victim back into the house.
That's crazy.
Even though the person was underage, he didn't have any ID, he was clearly disoriented, but, the black women in the neighborhood were like, look, there's something going on there. And they did not investigate those claims or do anything.
Yeah, after watching Dahmer, I don't know how you could not listen to anyone alerting you to things like that. Like, go check the dude's fridge, check his basement. And people like him, you can't kill either. You got to interrogate him thoroughly and see if he's connected to something larger. You know what I mean? See if there's like a ring or some type of trafficking going on.
All right. And by the way, after the woman escaped and searched for help, she told neighbors that her friends didn't make it and that he killed them.
Wow.
All right, well, that is
Did they lock the dude up?
Well, yeah, they have him now.
Oh, okay.
All right, well, that is your front page news.
All right, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open again. 800-585-1051. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Wake up, wake up. Wake your ass.
This is your time to get it off your chest. Whether you're mad or blessed, we want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Hello, DJ NV. Good morning.
Hey, Trav.
I'd like to stay anonymous, please. I'm anonymous.
Is this Trav, the Dallas Cowboy fan?
Uh-oh.
You almost had me fooled, Trav.
We missed you yesterday.
You sounded like a power top for a minute, Trav, just for a second.
What's up, star, man?
Please, sis.
I heard the losing all in your voice, Trav.
I'm calling and saying, Envy, don't be harassing me on my Instagram page, Envy. Leave me alone, okay? The Cowboys, we gonna be all right. You just hype because you 5-1, but who gave you that one loss?
I don't know. The losers, that maybe the team that lost last week to the Eagles.
So what's?
Hey, man.
Wait, Trav, aren't you in Philly?
Yes, I am. I went to the game the other day and I got harassed at the game the other day. It was horrible. I was talking my crap though when we were 17-20, but then I had to sit down and be quiet.
You think maybe you was bad luck?
No, I'm never bad luck. It's just Cooper Rush playing horribly, and our defense not showing up. That's what it was.
Oh, you didn't get no D this time, huh?
Oh, wow. But, Star.
Yes, sir.
We still got this, baby.
We good, bro. We got listen. There's only 4 teams in the NFC with a winning record. 3 of them in the NFC East. We one of them. Okay, and we did this with a backup quarterback. We 4-2 with a backup quarterback, and Dak will be back this week.
Well, listen, I want y'all 3 to check something out later. I'll be dropping. Y'all know Diddy having a Gotta Move On challenge. I don't know if y'all saw that or not. Right, a song. And I'll be dropping mine later, and I'm going to be quite honest. I think I have the best one.
I can't wait to see it.
But you ain't move on though. You still love that dude.
I mean, I do. Mind your business.
Goodbye, Trap. Hello, who's this?
Yo, what's up? This is Tyler calling back.
Tyler, good morning. Calling back. From when?
Good morning. I called in yesterday, man. Charlamagne cut me off because I ain't appreciate his attitude.
I didn't cut you off. How I cut you off?
No. You cut me off, bro. Whoever did, Red. I was up here trying to get it off my chest. I was having a rough week, a hell of a weekend. You would like to say Charlamagne, and all I was trying to do was just let the world know. Y'all was like, all you had to say was, man, I'm glad you're alive, King. That's it.
That was not me that cut you off, bro.
I don't. He cut you off.
I don't even control the phone.
Go ahead, Tyler.
It's all good. Like I said, right? Hey, all I'm saying is, one, I want to share some light on the Brittany Griner situation. Free Brittany Griner. I feel like the government is playing both sides. All right, so that's one thing. I want to get that off my chest. Free Brittany Griner. Joe Biden, do your job. Don't worry about this election. You ain't getting reelected no way anyway.
Hey, I saw Russia. I saw them say yesterday that free and Brittany Griner ain't one of their priorities.
Not at all.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. So it's messed up. So we put shed some more light on that situation. Don't forget, y'all need to say it as well and keep reminding folks, free Brittany Griner. You feel me? And on another note, I got a clothing brand, man, and I'd appreciate some support because I did lose my job a couple weeks ago, and I'm just trying to get my brand off the ground so I can eat out here. You feel me?
What's the name of the brand?
The brand is called Dingo. Dingo 0925.
I remember that.
At his car shows. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know you remember.
Everyone knows it, right?
Yeah, you said everybody knows it.
A lot of people know it. You feel me? But we're going to be worldwide real soon, and I would appreciate y'all support. Our website is dngo0925.com. I'd appreciate any and all support, man, for real. I'm just trying to do my thing out here, trying to be and start my own legacy and build something for my family. That's all I'm trying to do, man.
Yes, sir.
Well, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. This is your time to get it off your chest, whether you're mad or blessed.
So you better have the same energy.
We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Good morning, it's Andrew.
What's up, Andrew? Get it off your chest, bro.
Good morning, guys. First, I would like to say thank you, Charlamagne, for putting together the Mental Wealth Expo. It was very good.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, and I really did. You know, I know people want to take all the pictures and everything, but, you know, thank you, man. So
that's real.
I appreciate you. We're doing it again next year. Next year will be the 3rd annual, brother.
Yeah, I was just wondering, is there any way to, like, do micro ones? I know you do one big one, right?
Yeah, that's something that I've been working on, thinking about doing. You know, my guy Jay Barnett, you know, he's a licensed therapist. He was there on the Black Men's panel moderating it. He does something called the Just Heal Bro Tour, which is kind of like a micro event, you know. So yeah, we're thinking about doing things like that throughout the year. I actually did the Just Heal Bro Tour in my hometown of Charleston, South Carolina, this summer, but I'm definitely thinking about some smaller events for people throughout the year because I know we need this help year round, you know.
Right. And Envy, I did go to your car show, and that was amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, your team is really good. That was my first ever I've been in plenty of car shows, but that's the first time I've actually took the time and got my Red Nose Magnum together, and me and 2 of my friends, we actually made it.
What show did you go to? Which city?
I went to the Atlantic City.
Oh, that was a lot of fun. Did you enjoy the BMX bikes or the wheelie?
You know,
did you try to wheelie? Did you learn how to wheelie?
Yeah, I was going to do that, but we were so caught up with all the cars and the Rolls Royces and everything, and, you know, talking with everybody. I met a lot of good people down there. The lady from Pennsylvania with the purple big wheel Caprice.
Yeah, that was dope, right?
Yeah, we got to talking, and, you know, I had a lot of fun. My fiance, that was her first ever time doing it. She had a lot of fun, too. Now she wants me to fix my car even more, so.
Okay, well, hopefully I'll see you next year at the next show, man. That's what it's about, you know, meeting people, bringing families together, and have a good, positive time with no BS.
Yeah, I'm definitely coming again.
Well, thank you, brother. All right.
You're welcome.
The next show is actually in Alabama, Huntsville, November 27th. So if you're around Huntsville, Mobile, Birmingham, parts of Tennessee, parts of Florida, parts of Georgia, join me November 27th. Hello, who's this?
Santos, man.
Santos,
Good morning,
man.
everybody.
Good morning.
What's up, my brother?
Man, now I just want to let everybody know, man, like, these drivers out here is crazy, man. People do not know how to drive, man. Common sense, man.
I know that feeling.
What are you? You a rideshare driver or something?
Nah, I do trucks, but I go home every day, which is the most important part. You know what I'm saying?
Where are you?
Like, I'm on my way to Massachusetts right now. I live in New York, so I'm on my way to Massachusetts right now.
Okay.
But, like, these Connecticut people, everything, like, it's just crazy, man. Like, just learn how to drive, man.
True indeed, my brother.
All right, thank you, brother.
You already know.
Be safe out there. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, you can hit us up. Now we got rumors on the way.
Yes, and let's talk about YK Osiris. We told you about some disturbing things that he said online. We said y'all need to send him some love. We'll tell you what he had to say to explain why he was feeling neglected.
All right, we'll get into that next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Hey, it's DJ, Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Good morning. All right, let's get to the rumors. Charlamagne, before we get to rumors, you ever did something like you were supposed to do something for your wife, or you supposed to do something for your man, and then whatever you're supposed to do, you brought with you and forgot to do it, and it's with you now, and you just feel like an idiot?
No,
like, I don't understand what that means.
Like, I was supposed to do something for my wife, I'd do it.
I took a key, and I was supposed to do something, and I forgot to do it, but I took the key to do it, and I just never did it.
No,
I do stuff like that all the time and about a lot of things.
You say what?
I forget to do everything.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get to the rumor. Let's talk YK Osiris.
This is the Rumor Report with Angela Yee on the Breakfast Club.
So listen up.
Well, yesterday we were talking about YK Osiris and a video that he posted during a recent Instagram Live where he was driving around and he just wasn't happy with his life. Here's what he said in that video.
But like, I want to die. Like, I want to kill myself. I want to like leave this earth. But something telling me, I'm in LA. If a want to come get me, come get me. I'm in LA. I'm going to Beverly Hills Center. That's what I'm going at. So if you want to come rob me, if you want to come get me, come get me. I'm going to Beverly Hills Center. I don't have no friends. Y'all see who I'm with. Nobody. I'm nobody. Nobody nears me. Nobody around me. Nobody is like near me.
At the end of that video, he got out of his car and gave 3 kids on the corner $500 apiece and gave another $500 to a woman who saw that and asked him for money as well. And he went on to say that his baby mom always tells him that nobody F's with him and that his ish is whack, his music, and that he believes her now. Well, he has since explained what was going on with him during that day when he was getting emotional. Here's what he said.
Let's not get this misconstrued that Osiris was being emotional. Osiris was crying because certain people in the industry doesn't mess with him. That's not true. The reason I was crying, the reason that I was showing emotions, to let people know that other people feeling like this too. I show so much happiness and joy to people that I really love and I really mess with and I really look up to, but I don't get the same results. So that's the way I was feeling. And the devil trying to crush me, trying to break me down, he trying to break me to pieces, but I'm not going to let him do that. And the devil is a liar. I'm not going to let him do that. I'm a king. I am who I am. I'm not going to let nobody change that. And I'm so sorry to all my supporters, all my family that I showed that.
He ain't got to apologize for that. You know, he's allowed to show his feelings. Stop telling men they can't show emotions. That's why you got a generation of sociopaths running around now. And also, I would tell him in the words of 50 Cent, these industry dudes ain't friends. They know how to pretend. These are working relationships in this business. If you're blessed enough to establish some real relationships along the way, great. But for the most part, this is all business, baby.
Facts.
And YK Osiris needs therapy.
All right, now Young Miami has landed a role in season 2 of BMF on Stars. Congratulations to her. She posted Meet Deanna season 2, BMF season 2 this January on Stars. And then she posted another follow-up tweet, OMG, bitch, I'm crying. So congratulations to her. That's a huge deal.
Congrats to her.
Dropping the clues bombs for Carisha. Can't wait to see 50 Cent take a picture with Carisha just to piss off Diddy. You know that's coming. You know that's coming.
All right, Wendy Williams is opening a restaurant, according to Rosanna Scotto. And, you know, she's been loving the meatballs at certain restaurants, at this one restaurant called Fresco.
That's Rosanna's restaurant.
Yeah, Rosanna Scotto's restaurant. And, you know, she's a Good Day New York co-host. And she said the last time I talked to her, she's like, okay, Rosanna, I'm coming to Fresco and I want the meatballs and then you're going to help me open up my own restaurant. And I'm like, what? Sister, you want to take my people away to your restaurant? So she said, I don't know if she wants me to waitress or what, but she did tell me she wants to open her own restaurant and she wants me to help. If there is a restaurant from Wendy, it will be big competition, but I love her.
Salute to Rosanna Scotto, man. Dropping a clues bomb for Rosanna Scotto.
Too bad Wendy can't call it Wendy's.
No, definitely can't call it Wendy's.
Rosanna's one of the most pleasant spirits out here, man.
Humble.
Salute to Rosanna.
Yeah, it's hardworking.
Absolutely. She listens every morning, before she gets to work.
All right, and speaking of restaurants, James Corden has apologized after being banned from a restaurant in New York City. He was banned from Balthazar. Now, the restaurant owner, Keith McNally, said that James Corden issued an apology to him after he slammed him for his alleged behavior. So now he is allowing him back in the restaurant. He said, having effed up myself more than most people, I strongly believe in second chances. Now, what did happen? Well, apparently at one point he found a hair in his food back in June. And McNally, the owner, said, although this is diabolical, it happens very occasionally in all restaurants. He said that James Corden finished eating his main course and then went to the manager, who was very apologetic. And then he said, get us another round of drinks this second and also take care of all of our drinks so far. This way I write any nasty reviews in Yelp or anything like that. And then in another incident that happened earlier in the month, he accused James Corden of complaining about his wife's food and started yelling like crazy to the server, you can't do your job, you can't do your job. Maybe I should go into the kitchen and cook the omelet myself. And so the server initially didn't want to say anything, but she said she did publicize his actions out of loyalty to restaurant servers everywhere.
Don't tell me James Corden one of those people who act so goody two-shoes on television, but he's really a D-head behind the scenes.
Well, he has apologized since then.
Or was he just having a bad night?
This is more than one occasion.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
So, yeah, but, they checked him publicly. He did apologize. He's now allowed back in the restaurant, and this should be a lesson learned for him moving forward. You do pay attention to how somebody treats,
Absolutely. If you want to see how, somebody's eventually going to treat you, watch how they treat people that can't do anything for them.
All right. Now, Rihanna is allegedly returning with new music for Black Panther Wakanda Forever. According to Hits Daily Double, she's going to do a pair of songs on that soundtrack. That's a big deal. That's a nice way to come back.
That should be out anytime then, because the movie comes out November 11th, I believe.
Yep, November 11th.
Yeah, so the soundtrack should be dropping any day now.
And she's been in the studio, so makes sense.
You know what that means? That means iHeartRadio is going to play it every hour on the hour.
Every hour on the hour.
When will it be? Maybe next week, the week after next. I can feel it coming.
Got a little time.
All right, well, that is your rumor report.
I can feel it coming.
Whoa.
Rihanna, every hour on the hour from the Wakanda Forever soundtrack.
You kinky this morning.
What the hell are you talking about?
We got front page news coming up, Yeezy?
Yes, and let's talk about Georgia, the governor's debate in Georgia. Brian Kemp versus Stacey Abrams. We'll tell you some of the key things that happened.
All right, and also Ed Sheeran will be joining us in a little bit, so don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Wherever you're going this summer, take Audible along. Listen to best-selling audiobooks like Me and My Wife's Real Life, Real Love book, exclusive originals, and podcasts, all in the Audible app. Take a trip with the best in audio entertainment. Sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com/Breakfast Club. Everybody, it's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Now, Monday Night Football. The Chargers beat the Broncos 19-16.
That Russell Wilson experiment ain't working too well in the Broncos, huh? What, they 2-4 now? Yeah.
Now, the Yankees were supposed to play last night, but it was postponed because of the rain. Now, what else we got, Yeezy?
All right, well, let's talk about the Georgia governor's debate that was yesterday. That saw Republican Governor Brian Kemp versus Democrat Stacey Abrams. And there was also a third candidate, too, Libertarian Shane Hazel, who was on stage as well. Okay, so a lot of things were discussed. Voting rights were discussed, health care, crime and punishment. So here is the governor, Brian Kemp, talking about buying guns and the background check that is, he says, necessary.
There's a federal background check on every individual that buys a firearm in the United States of America.
Which shouldn't exist either.
That is not true. Well, the point,
Mr. Kemp, that's not true.
I understand the point you're making, but the point is, when you buy a firearm, you get a background check.
Mr. Kemp,
none of the laws changed.
Mr. Kemp, if you purchase a weapon in Georgia through a gun sale or a private sale, through a gun show or a private sale, you're not subject to that.
We're going to have to move.
All right. Now, in addition to that, Brian kept bringing up the fact that he says that Stacey Abrams has no support from any sheriffs, and it's no secret that Brian Kemp has a lot of support from law enforcement groups. And Stacey Abrams responded by discussing her brothers and the nuances there. She has one brother who committed a crime and went to jail, and another brother who is a social worker who keeps on getting pulled over by the police for doing nothing wrong. Here's what else she said.
Mr. Kemp, what you are attempting to do is continue the lie that you've told so many times. I think you believe it's the truth. I support law enforcement and did so for 11 years. Worked closely with the Sheriff's Association. Unlike you, I don't have the luxury of relying on slogans to describe my position on public safety. I believe that we need safety and justice because I love both of my brothers. And like most Georgians, I lead a complicated life where we need access to help, but we also need to know that we are safe from racial violence. While you may not have had that experience, too many people I know have, and that is why I will always stand up for making certain that safety and justice are the conversations we're having in Georgia and the delivery we have as the next governor of Georgia.
All right. And then another thing they discussed was unemployment and, money flowing through the black community. Here's what they said about that.
We had the lowest unemployment rate in the country for African Americans. We're in the top 10 of the states for black entrepreneurship. So our economy is incredible, and we will continue to work with all of those entrepreneurs in the days ahead and working class Georgians, because we are the ones that have been fighting for you when Miss Abrams was not.
I would point out that Mr. Kemp did not address the needs of purchasing and contracts for black and brown owned businesses, which is what he has refused to do for the last 16 years. We know that $10.9 billion has been delivered to the state of Georgia through two recent acts at the congressional level. It was only in July of this year that he finally acknowledged that there might be a problem. He has said that we need to study it. I would tell him just cheat off of my paper. I know the answer.
I'll tell you one thing, Stacey Abrams and Brian Kemp, Raphael Warnock and Herschel Walker, I can't wait to see how both of those are going to play out. I am invested in how those two contests play out. I know that's Georgia business, but boy, that Georgia business is highly entertaining.
All right, now let's talk about the world could be only a few years away from a cancer vaccine.
Really?
According, to the couple behind the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine. They feel that a cure for cancer or to changing cancer patients' lives is in our grasp, according to Professor Azem Taruchi. He told BBC News in an interview over the weekend. It's a husband and wife duo that founded BioNTech in 2008, and that was for treatments for individualized cancer treatment. But when the pandemic hit, they used that technology to create one of the first and most effective COVID-19 vaccines. Scientists have been working on this cancer vaccine for decades, so it looks like they're getting closer to that happening, they think, by 2030.
Really?
I know the world about to end now.
Why you say that?
They're about to shut this whole planet down. If they're coming up with cures for cancer, then that means they done cashed out and they're on their way to Mars.
But they've been working on this for decades. So this is something that they feel like by 2030, and that's still 8 years away.
Yeah.
You know, something
and
like
what's the
this
name of the company?
is possible. BioNTech.
BioNTech.
Yes, and they did the Pfizer vaccine. And, that was like the earliest one. So, all right, and that is your front page news.
They must got something new they're about to introduce us to. I would love to see a cure for cancer in my lifetime. I just don't feel like, it behooves them to do that just because they make so much money off the treatments.
Well, they've been, they said their experience developing the COVID vaccine could help accelerate their work on a cancer vaccine. And they were developing this cancer vaccine for decades. And now with the COVID vaccine and their experience in developing it, developing that one, they said it gives back to their cancer work. So it's a blueprint, and now they feel like they are a lot closer.
And does it matter what kind of cancer? Because there's so many different types of cancer.
I have no idea.
Hey, that's just
but it's cancer cells. So they said one approach is to teach the immune system to recognize and destroy cancer cells. I know cancer can hit any different area and there's different types of cancer, but I guess it's the cancer cells that cause cancer. So.
All right, well, I'm going to throw some money into that stock today. All right.
That's what the hell you thinking about?
I'm looking at it up, yeah.
Jesus
absolutely.
Christ.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about people actually living. You know what I mean? Live being saved. And this guy can talk about stocks.
I am as well.
I
can't think about both. You just know one thing. Well, I'm thinking about both. I'm thinking about lives being saved, and I'm thinking this might be a good stock to invest in as well.
You ain't think nothing about lives being saved. He's like, this stock to do.
No, I said that
I will
earlier.
say, though, people who invested in the Moderna and Pfizer stock early on when COVID started made a lot of money super early. So. All right.
All right. When we come back, Ed Sheeran will be joining us. We're going to kick it with Ed Sheeran, so don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building, Ed Sheeran.
What's up, my brother?
What's going on? Happy to be back.
How was fatherhood, man?
It's good. I've got 2 girls now.
Yeah,
two little girls. It's yeah. I mean, it's every challenge that everyone says, but it's so rewarding. I'm just glad that my first daughter now has a mate.
Was she jealous at first?
No. Everyone said that she would be, but no, she wasn't. I think she was just really happy to be a sister. You know.
Yeah, my brother was so jealous when I was born. He's only a year older than me. He used to, they had to like keep us separated because he was always sitting on me, and he thought I was a dog because we had a dog.
My first daughter, she just wants to hug the whole time.
That's sweet.
And my second daughter is 5 months. So sometimes you're like, okay, maybe
stop hugging her so hard.
Yeah.
What's the age difference? I forgot.
I think like 18, maybe 20 months, maybe 21.
See, that's good. See, my last 3 are all like 3 years apart. So 7, 4, and 1, but the oldest is 14. So the age gap is so far. So she's more like a...
How's the 1-year-old?
She's amazing. Oh, yeah. I mean, she's amazing. But
totally.
But just I'm glad, like being close in age, you'll see the bond.
Totally, yeah.
More.
Totally. And I really wanted to do that. Like me and my brother were super close when we were growing up, and there was like exactly 2 years between us as well.
Now, what about this new music? So I saw that you did a little secret show.
That was a really emotional show, man. Like really, I've sort of made this album. I had like a bunch of stuff happen at the beginning of the year, and I made an album sort of in and around it. And I hadn't played it to anyone. And then I put this show on. It was for a mental health charity. And I did, like what Chappelle does, you take all the phones and stuff like that. And I played all the songs for the first time, and it was really powerful.
Well, let's talk about it. What was the inspiration for the album?
I had my best friend died in March. And it was actually February the 20th, but as I was heading into a big court case, and then I had another mate die mid-court case, and I had some other stuff in my family that was like health issues, and it was one of those things. And I've become a problem solver in my friendship group. I'm sure both of you guys are problem solvers in your friendship groups, and there's just certain things you can't solve. And death is one of them, illness is one of them, and it was just I just wrote a record around it, mostly being like cathartic and it being therapeutic for me, because I had no outlet because I was basically in a courtroom every single day being told that I was like a thief and a liar, and I had like no outlet of talking to people because I couldn't talk to anyone because I was in this case. And so I just wrote a load of songs that ended up being this album that I think will come out next year. But it's definitely the album I've thought the least about.
So it was an album full of grief, basically.
Totally, yeah. Well, grief and like processing and like, because I felt when my friend died, like the next day everyone's life resumed as normal, and I was sort of looking around being like, no, the world has to stop for a bit. Like when the Queen died, the world stopped. Like I just felt like the world had to stop and just take a moment. So there's a song on there called like Life Goes On, and it's basically just lyrics are easy come hard go, but life goes on, because every like the worst day of your life ends and the next day begins, and then it's a totally new day. And it's a lot of processing. Like I've never been to therapy before, and after all of this started sort of speaking to someone, and it's very just opens up your heart.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Well, thank you.
Well, how long have you been going?
I started pretty much straight afterwards, June.
Wow. How was that first session like?
Horrible, man, because he's talking to a stranger, and you're saying like the deepest, darkest secrets of like childhood trauma, or like this happened when I was a kid, or like this. And I was things I haven't spoken to anyone about, and you're telling them to an absolute stranger, and then you go, "And how are you?" And they go, because they can't let you into their private life. But yeah, it's been very helpful. Sam Smith said therapy is basically someone coming in and looking at your suitcase and reorganizing it for you.
I love it, man. I love therapy. I go once a week.
Totally. Yeah. It's something. It's still quite a like taboo thing in the UK. Everyone I know in America, like I would say 9 out of 10 people do it. But in like even speaking to my friends about it back home, I've sort of mentioned it, and the reaction wasn't like "good for you." It was like, "Oh, you're right,"
Yeah.
Whereas I think it should be normalized, I think.
And you're right. You are the person that I always see people commenting on how you gave them some great advice when they needed help. I saw you were telling somebody from The Voice that she needs to make sure she calls her parents and speaks to them. And then also I saw another analogy you gave about dirty water.
Yeah. The dirty water thing is actually an analogy I use about lots of things, but it actually started with songwriting, because all these kids that I meet are like, all of my first songs are so bad, like, I'm not going to be a singer. And I was like, do you think that the first song that I wrote was thinking out loud? My first songs that I wrote was so bad, but it's basically you get into an old house, you turn on a tap and it runs muddy water for a bit, and you get all the muddy water out, and then suddenly it starts running clear water, and every now and then there's a fleck of mud and there's a little bit of dirt and there's this and there's that, but it just keeps flowing. And songwriting's like that, but also like talking about getting your feelings and emotions are like that, because you have to let it start flowing to actually get to a point. So with songs, every time I write a bad song, it doesn't get me down, because I know I've got that bad song out of me, and the next song will hopefully be a good one. But all the songs at the start were dreadful. And like you can pull up songs that I wrote when I was like 14 that are on YouTube, and I say it to people all the time, because people always say that I was born with natural talent, and I was like, no, I wasn't. I was so bad. I couldn't play guitar, I couldn't sing, I couldn't write songs. You learn to do these things. Do you ever go back and listen to like the first radio show you did?
I try not to.
Yeah, exactly.
I have mine,
so when they try to cancel me for things, I act like I don't know what they're talking about. Never heard that before.
No, when I first started in radio, I had no experience. I just went on the air and didn't know what I was doing at all. And yeah,
but you have to start, don't you? You can't,
and the more you do it,
you don't start.
the more comfortable that you get with that.
Yeah, you have to. I feel like with any profession, like anything, you have to dare to suck, and also accept failure. Like failure is such a great part of it's like whenever I fail in something, I'm not like, oh man, that's really brought me down. It's just like, okay, what can I learn from this situation, and what's the next thing? And failure just needs to be normalized. And like, people think that I never have flop singles. People just think I only put out hit singles because those are the things that they hear. But there's so many times you put something out and you're like, okay, well that
didn't work.
That didn't work. So why didn't that work? And what can I do? And it's
When's the last time that happened to you? A flop single?
Mate, I've been releasing songs all year. My mantra at the beginning of the year is, in between albums, I'm very much like locked down, closed, I'm writing. And people come to me all the time and they ask to do collaborations. And at the beginning of the year, I just said, right, for the entire year, I'm going to say yes and see what happens. And I'd say like 3 out of 10 have like really worked, and then like the other 7 are like kind of worked. But on this type of scale that people expect from me, you might say that they haven't worked. But
yeah, the bar is higher for you.
Totally, but in my mind, I was just like, I'm just saying yes to everything, and I know it's going to be good because I'm going to make sure it's good. But also like whatever happens, happens. And some have like, I did a song, an Afrobeat song with an artist called Fireboy DML. Oh yeah. And it's ended up being it's the biggest selling collaboration in England this year. It's the second biggest selling song of the year. I think it's the biggest Afrobeat song ever in England. And that was very much just me being open to it. It was actually my friend that passed away in February. He was the one that hooked that up. But I didn't know that was going to be that big. I was just like, yeah, cool. I'll do that. And I think it's a nice. I don't know if I'll do a year like this again, because it was a hell of a lot of shooting music videos and doing this. And
I saw you with Papoose.
Yeah, precisely. Well, but that again, I was just like, yeah, why not? Why not? My mate Big Nasty was like,
yeah, y'all might have missed out, everybody who didn't ask, because he was saying yes.
Yeah. Well, there was a certain point where I had to like cut it off, because I think by like July I'd committed to like 20 songs.
So, you didn't do the Rod Wave record. Where's the Rod Wave record?
We were in touch. I was in Tampa, and do you know what it was? I don't have a phone, and no one else works on email. So I was in Tampa for like 3 days, and I messaged him, but then he got back to me like a month later. So like, so we are going to do it. We are going to do it. But he sampled that You and I song. He put it in. Yeah. But yeah, it will happen. It will happen. We are in touch.
All right, we got more with Ed Sheeran when we come back. Don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Jay, Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Ed Sheeran. Yee.
Another thing you were doing was sending out some 6-foot penises.
What happened?
Now, how many people got those?
A few. I gave a few to like some like TV and radio personalities in England, because this came out ages ago. It was Elton John's 74th birthday, and he's my next door neighbour in London, and in his house he has these rings that Eminem got him for his wedding, diamond encrusted rings by Eminem, and they
but it sounds painful. I don't know that you could put diamonds.
I mean, I've never used a ring, but I'm assuming diamonds. Who knows? Who knows if it affects it? But
did you know what they were when you saw them?
I don't know whether you put it over the shaft
Yeah,
or
you're
whether you put
supposed
your...
to
But when you saw it, did you know what it was? When you saw it, you
well,
like,
no, they said here are the diamond encrusted rings.
Okay.
Because I'd heard about them, and
Okay.
it's a rumor, but actually they exist. So it got to Elton's birthday, and he sent me like some wild stuff in the past for like my wedding and just all sorts of stuff.
Some fun things.
Just stuff that I have up in the pub, and people like look at it and go, "Oh, who sent you?"
I never
this?
saw no rings in the pub.
No, he's really into like arty photography, so I have this really, really weird photo. I don't really know how to explain it. It's just like it's like a 95-year-old woman who's naked with like 7 dudes around her all naked as well. It's
Have I seen? Did I see that? Was that in there?
probably, yeah, you probably would have done, yeah.
Oh.
And anyway, so I digress. It was his birthday. I was like, what did you get Elton John for his birthday? So I have a friend that was a stone carver, and he'd made me a chessboard. And I said, can you make anything? And he was like, yeah, I can make anything. And I was like, can you do me a few iterations of marble penises? Like, I don't know if I need it a flaccid one, or if it's erect and veiny, or if it's like big, or maybe one's sandstone, maybe one's marble. So anyway, I got a bunch made. I chose one. I got it put on a plinth, and I got written on it, to Elton, happy birthday, you. And I was like, this is brilliant. And I sent it to him, and I heard nothing. And I was like, have I taken it a step too far? Like, I know he's got a sense of humor, but he's also got like young kids, and like, did it turn up at the house? And anyway, like a week and a half later, I get a FaceTime from him, and he's like, I love it. And anyway, he's banging to it. I got him a micro penis for his birthday this year, so like a really tiny marble one.
You just gave me a great Christmas gift idea.
But then from that, like, he spoke about it in an interview, and then I spoke about it in an interview, and then all these other interviews that I was doing, people were like, well, can I have one? So I would just send them to people, and then Sam Smith came around my house. Sam was recording at a recording studio that I have nearby. Sam came around, saw one of them that I was meant to send to Elton, but I didn't, like one of the iterations, and Sam was like,
I want that.
Sam said, can I have a 6'2" one? And I was like, I guess so. I don't even know the cost of it. Well, because Sam's 6'2".
So he wouldn't want his exact height. So look the penis in the eye.
Totally, but it's 2.5 tons.
Okay.
Like 2.5. Do you know how heavy 2.5 tons is?
Right.
That's heavier than like a car. And you can't.
Why'd you make such heavy Ed?
But I've found a carver in America. So if you guys want, marble.
Yeah, just not 6'2".
I want the contact.
No, I can make you a small one.
A small flat.
How much do
they
they cost?
flaccid or?
I mean, they range. I think the cheapest has been $5,000. I think the most expensive has been 40.
Let me ask you a question. You said you sent them to like personalities. Was there anybody that did like a bad review of an album or had something negative to say, so you sent it to them with a card that says "Suck my"?
No, I've sent plaques to people like that before. Like, when I got bad reviews from my first album, I remember sending plaques to people.
You think the pop world is more fickle?
Totally, yeah. Pop world is very much here today, gone tomorrow. And I'm 31 now. Like, I'm old for a pop star. Like, but when I first came out, I was 18, and I was the new hot, fresh, young thing. And then, Shawn Mendes comes out, and he's 15, and you're suddenly old. And,
yeah.
So pop world is fickle, but that's why it's all songs. You just have to write good songs. It's not about anything other than songs. You can have like campaigns that are based around like TikTok moments or like viral campaigns or doing but if the song isn't good,
it don't matter.
But if the song's great, it explodes. But it
helps a lot of newer artists too, or like independent artists on TikTok. All of a sudden the song goes viral.
Well, and there's no gatekeepers really anymore. It's just you can put a song out, and it was like a song like Little Yachty's Poland. It can just explode, and it's the people that make that happen. The people are like, right, this song's great. Let's make this song. Do you like Poland?
Man, I listened to Poland for the first time this weekend, and I looked at it. I'm like, something must be wrong with my phone, because it said it's only 1 minute and 20 seconds long.
I love it so much.
I mean, you can't miss with a 1-minute-20-second song. I'm like, does this even register? Like, if you play it, like.
But it just gets in your head. I was in the studio on Saturday with Benny Blanco, and he was like, "Have you heard it?" And I was like, "Nah." And he played it to me. And the first time I heard it, I was like, I don't know what to think about this. And then it was just in my head. It just kept playing.
That's what I thought too. I was like, the more you play it, the more that hook. Whatever he's saying, it's like some melody he keeps saying over and over and over and over. To Poland. And I was like, what is a wok?
I think it's codeine.
Oh.
I googled it, and apparently the company is called like Watford Pharma or something like that. I think.
Oh, okay.
I was like, that's what Urban Dictionary says anyway.
Now tell me about
Huh?
You looked it up?
I was like,
I was thinking that. I was like, what is a wok?
Well, in England, a wok is a giant
Here
frying
too,
pan
yeah.
that you make. Yeah. So
It's
I was
Asian.
like, oh, he's making noodles. Sick.
Yeah. What is a cigarette in England?
Something you can't say here, apparently.
Do they still say that?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we do.
But not in a song.
I no, but oh no, God! Like I would say, I say it in England because that's what the slang is. I would just never say it over here. But the C word in England is a term of endearment, whereas over here it is like you're punched up if you're saying it. Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a term of endearment?
Yeah. I think of the word bitch or snake or rat or like cow or pig. Those are way more offensive than calling someone
Cow
something.
and pig?
If someone called a member of your family a pig or a cow versus something of the female anatomy. Yeah,
It's
I
just
mean,
how you say if you say
rat. You know, you're a rat. You're a snake. So much more. Anyway, this is an argument I will never win because people are offended by what they're offended by. But I just
I'm with you.
In England, in my generation, it is used as a term of endearment, like a prick. If you're like you're a prick, like it's
that doesn't sound so bad. Prick is like whatever.
I don't know, man. It's just all it's all context in it, and it's all how you say it because the C word can be super offensive. I think it's super offensive if you use the T. It's offensive.
So what do you think?
In England, no one pronounces their T's, do they?
Yeah.
You know, you would call someone a chatty patty rather than a chatty patty.
Chat pat.
You gotta use that phrase.
Chat pat.
You know what? Another thing that here was different for us was the Queen Elizabeth's funeral, and I know there was a lot.
Why was it different though? I feel like it was huge in England.
Well, I'm talking about here,
Right.
in the United States. Like we're like, you know, it was in the news for so long, and
You guys really care about the monarchy though.
Why though? I
don't know that
but
we
I'll be
do.
wondering why do people here?
Well, it's history. Like someone put it to me, they were like, I would prefer to have a Queen Elizabeth than a President Truss, basically, as in
President
like
Truss?
well, we've got
Oh,
Prime
yeah,
Minister
yeah,
Truss,
yeah.
as
Okay,
in
gotcha.
like because every 4 or 8 years you have someone new come in, and we do have prime ministers, but also our politics is absolutely at the moment. But there's something about having a head of state that's like comforting for people. I think having like the Queen was there for, you know, she ruled for 70 years, and I don't know, she kind of felt like everyone's basically the monarchy. Lots of people disagree with it, and lots of people love it.
I saw the picture of you and the Queen. You talked about it on Colbert.
Colbert, yeah.
You said she farted. That's why she was smiling.
No, I didn't.
Are you
say
farted?
that. No.
What was it?
I was standing next to a comedian that made a joke.
Okay.
But no, the mad thing about the Queen's Jubilee is I started playing guitar watching that on TV.
it, yeah.
I was 11 years old and I watched that on TV, and Eric Clapton came on and played Layla, and I was like, that's what I want to do. And then exactly 10 years later, I was on the same Jubilee playing my song to, you know, audience of England. And then 10 years later again, which was I think June this year, I ended up doing it again. So it's mad, like there's mad stuff around my connection with the Jubilee and the Queen, and
it means a lot to you.
Totally, yeah.
Is that one of those things that when you met the Queen, your parents were like, "Oh, Ed's really doing it. He's somebody."
They were there. I brought them down. Yeah, I think the times that have made my dad be like, "Oh, he's really doing it," was actually at the Jubilee as well. I introduced my dad to Paul McCartney, and I think that was when he was like,
Sir Paul McCartney.
yeah.
All right, we got more with Ed Sheeran. When we come back, don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Yee.
What'd you perform at Robert Kraft's wedding?
But do you know what was mad about that is everyone always wants me to play perfect at their wedding, and I've never done it because I usually play on weekends or I'm with my family, and I don't want to do anything on the weekend.
You've never done perfect at a wedding. No pun intended. It's the perfect wedding
And when
song.
I was playing it at Robert Kraft's, because he asked me just to play perfect, so when I was playing it, I was like, oh, this is the first time I've played it. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, mad. It's fun. It was a fun wedding though. Elton John was my opening act. He played just before me, and then like Meek came on stage, and it was good. I met like.
Do y'all get paid for that?
No, that was like I'm doing a show for him, so we're doing like Gillette Stadium and stuff like that. So that was more
It
of
was a little
He was
bonus.
he was my first stadium in the States.
Oh, got you.
Do you get a seat at the table and like a plate and everything?
No, but they did get me some food. I was basically I was basically late there. Like I'm not. He had his closest like mates there, and I'm not that. We're close. He was my first ever stadium in the States.
So when Elton John opens up for you, right? Do you ever look and say to yourself, I really got to step up my rider and everything else? Because I know Elton gets everything.
He gets a good rider. What was mad though is I was chatting to Meek while Elton was on stage, and we were like here, and Elton's there playing to like 100 people. And then I stopped the conversation. I was like, Meek, isn't it mad that we're like talking over
we're not even paying
John
attention.
playing an intimate gig? Like, this is, I was like, do you ever think that you'd ever be in a position where like this is normal? Because it just became normal. But yeah, no, my rider.
It sounds to me like you was trying to tell me, shut the up. I'm trying to listen to Elton. It sounds to me like you was trying to get out the conversation.
No, I love Meek. I really, really love Meek.
What if Elton would have been like, guys, can you stop telling him before me?
Shut up. My rider is usually just a nice bottle of wine, because I feel like if you ask for one thing, they're gonna get it.
Yeah.
Do you know the rumor about Madonna getting only blue M&Ms?
I thought
I've heard that about Mariah.
I've heard that about a few people.
So do you know why people do that?
Why?
So tour managers do that because they have a very extensive rider of like very, very specific things. Of it has to be this kind of tea and it has to be this kind of water and blah, blah, blah. And then they say all blue M&Ms, because if it's all blue M&Ms, they walk into the dressing room, they see all blue M&Ms and they go, right, you've got everything we need in this rider and I don't need to double check it. Like, wow. I just thought it was a diva thing, but it's basically they walk in and they know that everything has been followed to the T, basically.
Wow.
Fascinating, isn't
it? I saw people not congratulating you, but they were bigging you up because you kept their ticket prices reasonable.
Yeah.
Are you doing that because you're aware of how the economy is now?
I used to go to gigs as a kid, and the tickets that I bought, I could always afford, and I could go with my friends. And I don't want to, like, without sounding crass, like, what is the extra money going to do for my life? Like, I would rather play sold out gigs everywhere in the world than have an extra X amount of whatever. And like, I know how much my show costs and I know how much I kind of want to walk away with, and after that I'm sort of fine with it.
And I'm sure your merch does amazing too.
Totally, yeah. And you know, and people coming to the gigs, like, this isn't going to be the last time I tour. You want repeat business. You want people being like, do you know what, I went to that show with all of my mates and we had a great time and we'll go next time. And this is what I've done for my entire career, is just like make tickets reasonable and affordable and they will come. And my last tour was the biggest selling tour in the world and the highest grossing as well. So we still made good money and everyone came to the gig. So I'm just, you know, I don't believe in the platinum seats and the VIP areas and the sold meet and greets. Like, we do partnerships with radio stations for meet and greets, and it's always free and it's always competition. So fans actually enter the competitions, they get excited to go. They don't feel like they're parting with money to meet you and feel cheated out of it. And there's just ways that I like to do it, and it's always worked, so I'm not going to change it.
You said something just now about not wanting to do things that you don't believe in. How hard is it not to be a clout chaser in 2022? Because I know people probably come to you and be like, you know, Ed, this person's doing this and this person's doing that. Maybe you should try to do this type of record, or maybe you should take a picture doing this. And
totally. Well, I mean, TikTok is that. I never really understood TikTok, but TikTok controls songs now, really. There's a team in the UK that come to me and they go, well, these are the trends, and I'll go, well, this is quite funny and this is quite funny, and I'll just choose the things that I want to do. So I guess that is kind of chasing clout, but it's essentially that's how you advertise your music now. In terms of like genres, like I love spanning all genres. I like trying different things. I like making like anything. I've sung in Italian, I've sung in French, I've sung in Japanese. I'm up for trying anything, but I think you have to walk into something with a somewhat knowledge of it and respect of it, rather than just being like, oh, that's the hot thing, I'm going to do that. So when I first made Afrobeat, I moved to Ghana and lived there for a month and like made a lot of music that wasn't just my music. I made music that went on other people's projects and stuff.
How was that experience living in Ghana for a month?
So good.
Did you go to like the Door of No Return and all of that stuff? The slave castles? No,
we went to the guy that I went with, Fuse ODG. He had a house there. And he had a studio in his house. And I mean, we went out and about, but like not like hugely. We would like go for runs and stuff like that. But what the thing I loved about it is you'd be in the studio all day making these songs, and then a phone call would be made, 200 people turn up to the house, and then you'd have a party to the songs.
With that said, do you have a hard time just selling music nowadays? And what I mean by that is people want your life.
Totally.
They want to know about the wife and the kids. Like, but I just want to give them the music.
It's an odd line, isn't it? Because I think kids are always off the table. Like there's no point with that. But it's interesting with my life with Cherry because the songs are about it. So there's obviously interest in it. And you know, we're shooting a documentary at the moment around my life, and there was a big conversation about what do we include. And I think that as long as it's honest and it links in with a theme of something that's in a song. Like, there's no point putting something in if it is just detrimental to your life, I think. But yeah, it's definitely, there's a fine line, isn't it? Because we're all public figures. Everyone's interested in what you talk about, your personal life on the radio. You talk about your personal life on the radio. Therefore, you've somewhat opened the door. But then there's also this
boundary,
preaching privacy of being like, oh, actually, I'm a human being. That sometimes people forget. So yeah, it's a very fine line. But that's why like, you've been to my house in Suffolk. Like, that's why I live where I live, and I don't live in Los Angeles, and I don't. My life as a celebrity is switched on when it needs to be switched on. So I come to New York and I'm working this week. So I'm doing the TVs and I'm doing the radios, and I'm a celebrity for the week. But when I go home, I'm a friend, I'm a dad, I'm a husband, I'm a son. And that's my, like, you can't bring celebrity baggage into a pub in Suffolk. You just have to be yourself.
Well, what if the pub is in your yard?
Well,
right next to your house?
Like. Yeah, I mean, that is, do you know, actually, since you came and then basically the pandemic happened, that pub hasn't really been properly used as a pub.
What?
Yeah, it's weird. Like, the kind of way of hanging out, I don't know if it's changed here, but the way of hanging out in England is very different. It's not like 20 people go to, I'll meet up with like a mate and go to a pub, but it used to just be a bit more free, I feel.
I would think that that would be the place everybody would have came to hang out during the pandemic. Because y'all are in your little bubble right there.
I don't know how it was here, but like it was very much, people were trying to catch you out. So like
being irresponsible.
Yeah, so like a neighbor of someone might tell the press of, you know, someone coming around.
And then you have kids and a family too, and I think you have to be more responsible when you have that.
Well, we actually didn't have a kid for the first half. Cherry was pregnant for the first half, but that's how we kept it so quiet. No one knew she was pregnant. Yeah.
So can we expect a new album? You said Subtract is coming.
Yeah, Subtract is coming. There's a new album, and then there's new music. I'm basically like, I'm in the most creative part of my life, I feel, because of the pressure of every album having to be this like gargantuan pop machine is off. I've had 5 of them now, and I feel like now's the time to actually explore doing stuff and taking risks, because I'm going to be on a stadium tour for 5 years. So even if I put out an album and it bombs, I'm still playing to 92,000 people that night. You know, there's no, I don't feel the pressure of it.
You're going on tour for the next 5 years?
Including this year, yeah, we finish in 2026.
Wow. That's amazing.
It's my guy, Ed Sheeran, man. Ed, thank you for coming, brother.
Yeah, thanks for always stopping by to see us. I know you don't have to, but it's nice.
I love it. I love it. It's always the best interview of the day for me. I love it.
All right, it's my man, Ed Sheeran. It's The Breakfast Club.
What's going on?
Rumor report, rumor report. This is the Rumor Report with Angela Yee on the Breakfast Club.
All right. Well, this seems to be happening all the time in this music business. Glorilla is talking about the F&F song and how she hasn't made any money from that song. This is all in response to Hit Kid, who is publicly claiming that there could be a potential legal battle on the way. He posted, I told you and your manager every day that we was in LA with Sweetie that labels are going to try to sign you because of F&F, so watch out. I also told you to let me know when labels reach out so we can be on the same page, but you still went and signed my song without telling me. He said, I did my best to protect you and the girls. This is only a portion of what I've been through. I'm bringing light to this before word get out like I'm the bad guy. I'm a stand-up guy, and I stand on business and morals. Well, Glorilla says, N-Word done made so much money from F&F, and I haven't made not one red cent other than shows, but I'm still prospering because guess what? I can rap in real life and ain't no MF one-hit wonder. I wrote every single lyric in every single song I ever put out. And even after all this, I still got love for Hit Kid because we came up together, even though he'd been going behind my back ever since the song blew up. But that's another story for another day. I just hate the fact he had to bring the business to social media when I could have been came out about the snake-ish he been doing to me. Here's what else Glorilla had to say.
My label means with me. I'm like, me and Hit Kid a good duo, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling him if I sign y'all, you know what I'm saying, I want him to come with me. I'm saying that the whole time. And then another thing he kept saying, if they want you, they gonna have to pay me. I forgot exactly what amount he said. He just said between $100K or $500K. They gonna have to pay me for this song. He got the same thing after he kept saying labels called me. So I'm like, he on some other. He's saying I use CMG lawyers. My lawyer is not a CMG lawyer. He was trying to get me to use his lawyer, though. Wrote that bar. He just said, say it again at the end. That's the only thing he contributed to that song. If F&F would have won, me and him would have won the award. Bam. That didn't happen. I won.
All right. She also, that was her response to Hit Kid saying, I told her and her manager not to use the lawyers from the label. They still did. I'm the last person to lie to make me look good. And she responded, N-Word's been salty ever since I signed a label to be a group for $0 SMH. One more thing before I log out. N-Word, you signed a song away the first week without me knowing for $50K because you didn't know how big it was going to be. Should I keep going? So,
I mean, the record was both of their records, right? When it came out, it just wasn't Glorilla's. It was Hit Kids and Glorilla.
Mm-hmm.
But they were in a group, so she could sign to whoever she wanted to sign, right?
I feel like this happens all the time.
Why they just not splitting the proceeds of the record together?
I think they did say, now this is according to Kadeem Phillips, the founder of Power Entertainment, who broke down the deal with Glorilla and Hit Kid. Now he said, let me address this from the business side because I see a lot of confusion. End of the day, Anthony Holmes did great business. He gave up 50% of the masters and 50% of the publishing for F&F directly to Glow. We actually did everything to protect Glow from the industry and herself. Honestly, Glow independently collects the money for F&F. It's all hers. She just doesn't own the song and never will. We actually saved her from losing millions, and Glow was able to get a deal without having to sell her independent record. F&F was created to help all the girls, not for CMG, just like Tony doesn't own Tomorrow or Bless. Glow doesn't own F&F since Hit Kid put the song out, which was always the plan. Glow and Hit Kid get 50% split evenly of all the money brought in.
Yeah, so they split the money.
He said, unfortunately, CMG froze all the money, even Glow money, in their latest claim to us. And she responded, shut your big crybaby ass up. All right. So, yes.
It seems like Glow has 50%, they have 50%, but it seems like CMG wants the record on her project. That's what it seems like.
Right.
They just got to pay for it. It happens all the time.
All right. Well, now they're going back and forth about that. We see this, though. You know, people do stuff together, then things blow up, and maybe you didn't anticipate what was going to happen.
That happens all the time.
All the time.
An artist comes out with a record, the record blows up, a label tries to sign it and tries to get that record, but the record might be owned to somebody else. They just got to pay for it.
All right. Well, that is your rumor report.
All right. Thank you, Miss E. Charlamagne, who you giving that down to?
Man, 4 after the hour. Let's talk about how one wrong decision can ruin your whole life, guys. All right. Let's talk about it.
All right. We'll get to that next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Donkey of the day with Charlamagne the God. I don't know why y'all keep letting him get y'all like this.
Well, it's not me, Duval. It's Florida. Donkey of the day for Tuesday, October 18th goes to 2 Florida men. William Hale, 35 years old, and Frank Allison, 43 years old. Now, what does your Uncle Charla always say about the great state of Florida? Huh? Repeat after me. The craziest people in America come from the Bronx and all of Florida, and today is no exception. Now, we all know In Florida, you don't need a permit or license to buy a gun, okay? Any gun, by the way. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're 18 and older, you can buy as many guns as you want at one time in good old Florida.
21 handgun, 18 rifle.
Okay, so shotguns, rifles, handguns, AR-15s, easy to buy, okay? I ran across this article on CBS News. It's a few years old, but they said that 5 things that are more complicated to buy in Florida than guns. Would you like to know what those 5 things are? Cold medicine.
Mm-hmm.
A marriage license.
Okay.
Fertilizer.
All right.
Anti-diarrhea medication.
Whoa.
And medical marijuana. All more complicated to buy in Florida than a gun. Why am I saying all of this? Is because this is what you need to think about when you're in Florida. Okay? I don't care where you from or what you holding. Just know when you're in Florida, you got guns, they got guns too. Okay, which is why when I hear stories like the ones I'm about to tell you this morning, this should be a reminder to us all to mind our business, but especially when in Florida, because as adults, our poor choices impact more than us. Okay, this is why I don't understand why people with families, folks with young kids don't make better decisions, because it's not about you, bro. All right, it's about you churning them. And these 2 dads who have been charged with attempted murder clearly don't care about their families, because these 2 fools decided to open fire on each other, and in the process, they both shot each other's daughters. I said these 2 fools decided to open fire on each other, and in the process, they both shot each other's daughters. I can't make this kind of stuff up. Let's go to Action News Jacksonville for the report, please.
Authorities say 35-year-old William Joseph Hale of Douglas, Georgia, and 43-year-old Frank Gillard Allison of Callahan were involved in the incident traveling northbound on US 1, initially coming from the Jacksonville area. Leeper says both were speeding and driving erratically and brake checking each other. At some point in the encounter, both exchanged gunfire. The shootings ended up hurting both of their daughters. You can hear the chaotic scene in this 911 call moments after the road rage shooting.
This guy had shot us, and he shot my daughter in the leg. We're going down the road.
Both girls were transported to the hospital once police arrived.
Thankfully, no one was killed in this incident, but it could have been very easily turned out that way because 2 people were acting stupid and let their tempers get the best of them. There could have been 2 dead kids because of 2 stupid grown men.
Come on, man. What is this? Call a daddy? Okay? As a dad, I feel like our only job is to protect and provide, all right? There's no way that I am providing the safety my child needs if I decide I want to shoot at someone in traffic. And this is also when you know a person never learned the golden rule in kindergarten. You know, that whole doing to others as you would have them doing to you thing, because I would never shoot at someone while my child was in the car with me unless our lives were in extreme danger, simply because I wouldn't want someone shooting at me with my daughter in the car. And that's my biggest question. Did these guys know that both of them had their daughters in the car? Frank's daughter was 14. Okay, William had to see her. Poor girl got shot in the back and now she has a collapsed lung. William's daughter is 5 and she was hit in the leg. The 5-year-old might have been in a car seat in the back, but damn, if you saw that 14-year-old girl in the car with her dad and still open fire, or if you saw the 5-year-old in the car with her dad and still open fire, man, y'all some cold-hearted individuals. Here's the thing. One wrong decision can ruin your whole life. Okay, both of these daughters could be dead. Hell, they could have gotten shot while driving, ran off the road, crashed, killed themselves, and others, all because of some damn road rage. I know. You're asking why. Why would something like this happen? Well, the answer is simple. Okay, 1 word, 2 or 3 syllables, depending on how you pronounce it, and that is Florida. Okay, please give William Hale and Frank Allison the sweet sounds of the Hamiltons.
Oh, now you are the donkey of the day. You are the donkey of the day. Yeehaw.
Those poor girls probably gonna never want to ride in the car ever again.
Never.
Especially the 14-year-old. The 5-year-old might, maybe grow up and forget about it. I doubt it. But they never gonna want to ride a car ever again, especially with daddy.
Nope. All right. Well, thank you for that donkey today.
And what if that was his time with his children? What if they
maybe like a stepdaughter?
Yeah. No. What if that's his kid, but they not married, so that's his court ordered appointed custody?
Ooh.
What if that for both of them? Can you imagine?
Wow. No,
you're never getting custody again, ever again. I'm not leaving my children with you.
No way.
Never leaving my children with you, ever.
All right. Well, let's open up the phone lines. We see in this instance, one bad decision ruined both of their families' lives. So we're asking, 800-585-1051. Has a bad decision almost ruined your life?
Almost?
Almost.
I don't even know what that means. Almost ruined your life. Either your life got ruined or it didn't.
Well, all right. You made a bad decision that almost ruined your life. Your life ain't over, but it almost did.
Maybe it took a while to get back afterward.
Oh, that's a good question.
800-585-1051.
It feels like you're thinking about something in particular.
Oh, they know what my bad decision was.
Let's not assume that.
I'm not talking about it.
What, the Just for Men on your chin?
800-585-1051.
But it don't look real. That's what I mean.
Yo,
That's
shut
why
up,
it's a
man.
bad
No,
decision.
no,
There's more
it's not a bad
natural. There's
decision.
more natural looking dyes out there.
800-585-1051. Has a bad decision almost ruined your life? Something that you did almost took you down forever.
I be feeling like those bad decisions be getting your life on track sometime, though. You know what I'm saying?
But
like,
it almost ruined your life, but it got you back on track.
Yeah, but yeah, you can see where it's going. If you're wise, that's what I said. They say smart people learn from their own mistakes. Wise people learn from the mistakes of others, right? So sometimes you see things and you can see where you're headed if you don't nip things in the bud.
Fix it up. All right.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it when we come back. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Call 800-585-1051 to join into the discussion with The Breakfast Club.
Talk about it.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Now, if you just joined us, Charlamagne gave donkey today to two individuals.
Yeah, two fathers in Florida, William Hale and Frank Allison, 35 and 43 years old. They got into a shootout over a road rage incident, and both of them had their daughters in their car, so their daughters got hit. Thankfully not dead, but one of the daughters got shot in the back and has a collapsed lung. The other daughter got hit in the leg, sadly.
So we're asking 800-585-1051. Have you ever got into an incident that almost ruined your life? A bad decision that almost ruined your life? Yee?
I've definitely made bad decisions, but I don't know about something that almost ruined my life. Things have changed my life, but ruined is a strong word.
Okay.
So I'm going to say no.
Has a bad decision almost ruined my life? In my mind, yeah. In my mind, I could see that if I kept going down, a certain path, or as my daddy would say, if I don't change my, lifestyle, I'm going to ruin my life. So I don't know. I do feel like ruined is a strong word, but I feel like, a lot of those bad decisions and bad choices got me on the right track. You know what I mean? So I didn't ruin my life.
Okay. I mean, I could think of when I did something stupid in college, stealing out of a store. That could have ruined my life.
Oh my gosh.
It could have.
What did you steal?
Nothing. It was allegedly. But it could have.
What?
Why?
Because I could have got arrested. It could have got a felony. It could have been a felony on my life.
I got a couple of those.
That much money? Something that valuable? Was it?
Are you snitching on me?
Larceny?
Yes, grand larceny. But, or even cheating on your spouse.
Don't point at me. Okay, I don't even know why you put your little hand out at me.
It's both of us.
Hey, no. If you want to have this conversation, you have this conversation amongst yourself.
I don't want to have this conversation.
But I do agree with that, though. But I agree with that based off smart people learn from their own mistakes, wise people learn from the mistakes of others. I saw the route my dad's life took. You know what I mean? And not just my dad. There's not a man I know who cheated on their wife and their life was better for it. I don't know any. I'm not saying that there isn't out there. I'm just talking about personally in my life, the ones I've seen, they all, tell me how much they regret it later, and I can see how the quality of their life went down. So
bad choice, bad decision could have ruined my life.
That's right. But based on that is what got me to get on the right path. Because when I saw myself going down that same path, I thought about all of those individuals. Like, I don't want that, and I don't want that for my family. I'm not about to do to my family what I saw other people do to theirs.
Well, let's go to the phone lines. Hello, who's this?
It's Raphael, Trucker Gang, you heard?
Raphael, hey, blow the horn one more time for the people. There you go. Now, what decision did you make that almost ruined your life?
All right, this is a while back. First of all, let me start off by saying God bless, and I appreciate to be online with you guys. I hear you guys every morning through iHeartRadio, and yeah. So what my story is, a while back, man, I was 18 years old, and I lived in a rough environment like everybody else and shit like that. And I was working in Bowls, and I had a really good career, man. I was going up, up the ladder and stuff like that. And the company was looking for people to move to South Carolina because the new factory was getting built over there. So I went down there, you know, we looked at houses and stuff like that. Man, the company was looking out for the employees at the time. And so I filled out the paperwork. You know, I called my mother, and I'm like, Mom, man, you know, like every boy's dream at that time. Mom, I'm going to take you out of the ghetto. You know, we're good. So I come back, I heard some stuff, and I had a little Punk 22 in the car. And I was getting out of work on Route 9, and I got pulled over. And I got arrested. And right there, in one quick second, you know, 1 quick minute, I end up losing everything that I really worked hard for.
Damn.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry to hear that, bro.
But before you guys cut me off, I was really, truly calling because I hear you guys every morning, man. You guys are really a good influence and stuff like that for people and stuff like that. But I was just calling because today's my birthday, and I was born in, like Charlamagne said, I was born in the 1900s.
That's right.
Happy birthday, bro.
Happy born day, King.
I appreciate y'all, man. Real talk, man. God bless and keep doing what you guys do. You heard?
Thank you, brother. Hello, who's this?
Oh, Aisha.
Hey, Aisha. We're talking about a bad decision that almost ruined your life.
Yes, and first off, hey, everybody.
Peace.
But I was a very reckless and wild kid. I was very angry. Me and my sister got into an argument, and my ex had a gun. While me and my sister arguing, going at it. I told my ex, I was like, get the gun. Like, I was ready to kill my sister right then and there.
Wow.
And I'm glad I did not.
We're glad you didn't.
Yeah, because the relationship we have today, I'm going to cry.
Damn.
I'm very much thankful for it. But I just know, like, if I would have did that, one, I would have lost my life in jail. And then two, I wouldn't have the relationship that I have with my sister, you know, today. And I'm just glad I didn't do that. But that was a very traumatic moment for me and for her as well. Because she was like, you're going to kill me? You're going to kill me? And I was like, yeah, like, I'm sick of it. I'm tired of this. And, yeah, that's my story.
Well, thank you. Thank God you didn't shoot your sister.
Thank God.
Yes, I mean, she's...
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, she's alive and well. We have a great relationship.
Did that make y'all closer?
No, that did not. We actually didn't talk until I got pregnant with my son. And that's actually what brought us closer together. Plus, we grew up in a household. My mom, she wasn't really, like, so loving. She used to always put us against each other, like, oh, well, your sister said this about you. Like, just little dumb stuff. So we really have a strained relationship until we actually got of age. I think, like, at 23 is when we actually started talking and having, like, a sisterly bond and, you know, talking about what we went through. And, you know, I was like, you know, do you forgive me? I'm so sorry I even thought to do that, but yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you for calling and sharing your story.
You're very much welcome. Can I say one more thing?
Go ahead, Mama.
I know we're talking about like a sad thing, but I need some backdoor access like Trav did to you and freaking Uncle Charla, because I swear that boy, he got a back line either through your butt or through your mouth. But I love y'all though.
Wow.
Well,
in that order.
Since you found us out, it's through the butthole, man.
Are you willing to go that route?
Are you willing to go that route?
We don't want you back there. We're married.
I understand you guys are married, but
only
I know
Trav.
y'all probably do a little sink-to-dink on the side.
No, we don't.
Only Trav
Black men
can go
don't
that
cheat.
way.
Aren't we sitting here having conversations about mistakes that almost ruined our lives?
Didn't you just say Trav goes that way?
Right, and a little butt play is not going to ruin your life. It just might hurt your butt, but it's not going to ruin your life.
I didn't know you was being literal. I thought we was playing about, you know, how somebody gets through the phone line, but then, you know.
He said a little butt play ain't gonna ruin your life.
Jesus Christ.
Yes,
it would.
800-585-1051. We're asking, has a bad decision almost ruined your life? Call us up now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Call me. Add your opinion to the Breakfast Club topic. Come on. 800-585-1051.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, if you just joined us, Charlamagne gave Donkey today to two dads, right?
Yeah, man. Two dads in Florida. William Hale, 35 years old. Frank Allison, 43 years old. Got into a shootout over a road rage incident, and both of their daughters was in the cars with them. And one of their daughters got shot in the back and has a collapsed lung. Now the other daughter got shot in the leg. 14 years old and 5 years old, man. Come on, man.
So we're asking, has a bad decision almost ruined your life? Hello, who's this?
Hi, this is Sarah from Florida.
Hey, Sarah from Florida.
Please don't do me.
Florida.
For you.
And this story is from Florida.
What
want you to
happened,
know.
Mama?
I need y'all to understand something, okay? Florida back in the day, it was rednecks. You know, they slept with their sisters and in-laws, you know, stuff like that. The crazy I see today is from everybody in the entire nation moving down here. I don't know what's in the air, what's in the water. Y'all love it down here, and y'all bring y'all crazy down here.
Okay, fair enough.
So what happened, Mama?
So for me, so my son is 17. When he was about 5 or 6, I was taking him to school, and if anybody knows me, I'm always running late. So this particular time, I'm running late, but the lady in front of me is driving a little slow. So I go around her respectfully, but I guess she felt like I was doing it disrespectfully, and she ended up coming behind me. So when I got to the school, I made a U-turn around the side of the exit, but how she was coming, it was like I was cutting her off. So she took the opportunity to confront me. So she's all outside my door, just, you know, going off, be this, be where that, you put my kids in danger. I did not. We were all going the speed limit, so it was slow, like 10 miles an hour, so really. But what ended up happening was, where I went wrong is, I ended up getting out the car to be more, you know, a little bit closer to what she was saying, to hear her a little bit better. So you know how people are when you're arguing in front of each other, she ended up, like, kind of like poking me in my head. When I swatted her hand away, she swung on me, and we went to fighting. We was throwing down, we was stomping, we was going hard. Her kids, which was one of them, I think, went to the elementary school that my son went, and the other one maybe was in middle school, tried to jump in. So not only was I fighting the mom, I was being jumped by her 2 children.
Goodness.
So you lost. You lost.
After that, some other people pulled us apart, but at that point, I was in such a rage, I had to go pump the trunk, you know, and I popped the trunk, got my tire iron off, and went to decorating her car. Before that, she got back in her car. I went around her side, tried to pull her out. We went to fighting again. She tried to get back in her car, called 911. At that point, I was so mad, popped the trunk, got the tire out, and went decorating her car, bust out all her windows. Finally calmed.
Oh, my gosh.
And I thought, why? And I don't know what in my mind I thought that I had the law on my side. I'm thinking, oh, she started it. I might have finished it, but she started it, you know, so she's going to jail, obviously. OPD got there, and I should have known. OPD, very corrupt. I hate them. I try to respect police officers, but OPD makes it very hard. If you know, you know. And they came, didn't want to hear anything I had to say, and then went to talk to her as they were, you know, she was the victim, you know what? Finally came back to me, and I was like, well, if you want to hear what I have to say, well, go ahead. I mean, it really doesn't matter. Excuse me? Ended up taking my report. I went to jail. I got hit with 5 charges.
Damn. This is still
assault
going.
with a deadly weapon, child abuse.
Oh, my God.
All because you lost the
and
fight.
how do you explain that?
All because
abuse?
you can't fight.
I would that mama's ass, but I ain't gonna hit the children. I would, and you know you whooped some ass because your mugshot. My baby daddy told me, he was like, when I got your mugshot, you look so happy and so crazy at the same time.
Oh my
I
God!
can't even explain it.
I know your hair
So
was messed up.
Being in jail. Yeah, I ended up. Your hair was messed up. Smile was still the same, but the thing is, I went to jail
Still
for 5
cute.
days. When my dad found out one of my charges, he refused to come get me.
Oh my God!
I don't blame him.
I was so like I don't. At this point, I don't. I was in jail. You know how you think about jail. You know when you think about all those jail movies. You know what I'm saying? I'm like I gotta make sure I survive in here. You know I'm getting cool with people. I'm doing people's hair. You know.
You was only in there 5 days.
I was 5 days was like 5 years. You know what I'm saying? I was in the trenches. You know what I mean?
You was in the trenches.
You know, I done seen what was it? HBO? What was it? Locked Up. I done seen Locked Up before.
So in 5 days, they had you braiding hair in 5 days.
I was braiding hair. I was making sure people were good, but when people came to saw them, you know what I mean? And, you know, when they called my name, I had to go around the yard and let everybody know I was leaving. You know what I'm saying? They gave me a little party. You know, everybody put their trays up.
Now tell me how this story ends, because I need to know if this is a good short film or not. Tell me how this story ends.
The story ended with me learning that your anger can really put you in situations where you don't want to be. Single mom, you know, I had aspirations to go to school, and it ended up ruining my life for the moment. I had to go. I was on probation. I was being railroaded in the court system. No one wanted to hear my plight.
Mm.
And I lost my job.
Mm.
I had to make odds, clean houses, try to go to school. Depression, I just felt like I made the biggest decision off of emotion. The most wrong decision off of emotion, and it just brought us back. But what happened was, I researched, there was places, Goodwill had a program where they allowed people to get their records expunged. You just have to go through a program.
Okay.
And that's what I did. My record is expunged. I'm able to, it didn't affect me. I'm hopefully I can get into nursing school soon. That's my goal, my dream.
Okay.
Jeez.
And I also want to be able to write a book about, single mother's way to live life.
Wow.
How to navigate life, because I always felt like life is not about you trying to live in it, but navigate through it.
All right. Well, what's the moral of the story?
That was a long story.
Yeah, it was.
The moral of the story? I think the moral of the story is, smart people learn from their own mistakes, wise people learn from the mistakes of others. So I hope that, y'all listen to some of these stories of people calling in today, or even hear our own stories, and y'all don't make those same mistakes that we made.
All right. Well, we got rumors on the way?
Yes, let's talk about a $200 million deal.
All right, we'll get into that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
It's time. She's spilling the tea.
This is The Rumor Report with Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
All right, well, we told you about Gunna getting denied bond on his third attempt last week, but he has filed for bond for a fourth time. So we'll see if this sees anything happen now. So we'll keep you updated on what's happening with Gunna and his legal team's comments and what they have to say. All right. Charles Barkley has signed a 10-year deal with TNT. Reportedly, that deal is worth over $100 million and could approach $200 million. Well, damn.
Yeah, dropping the clues bomb for Charles Barkley. I heard the whole squad signed, though. Shaq and Kenny and Ernie, I heard they all re-signed.
Yeah, so inside the NBA, they said, he's alongside Ernie Johnson, Shaq, Kenny Smith. They're currently on a $10 million per season contract that's set to expire after the 2024 to 2025 season. And Charles Barkley said, "We're all a big family. Ernie, Kenny, and Shaq are brothers to me, and I wouldn't still be here if it wasn't for them and all the amazing people who work on our show. I'm not going to lie, though. This is a life-altering deal, and I'm blessed to be able to do live television for a living."
Hey, man, that's a great gig. Drop on the clues bombs for Inside the NBA. NBA season starts tonight, right? Yeah, tonight.
Now, remember I was telling you they tried to get Charles Barkley to do that deal with Live Golf, and he didn't do it. He turned it down.
Well, that wouldn't have made no sense, even though it probably would have been a lot of money. But it's like, does Charles Barkley really want to report on golf? He loves basketball. And do you, why? Why quit inside the NBA?
Well, they tried it, and he said no. All right, Caesar Emanuel from VH1, from Black Ink. He recently did an interview with GCI host Charlamagne. She's a former cast member of Black Ink, also in Chicago. And Caesar is from New York. And if you saw, there was a video where he was abusing a dog. And now he's talking about what happened and how he's gotten therapy.
Do you regret that mistake that you made?
I regret it 100%. Like, sometimes I wish I could take that night back, but like you can't take nothing back, and that's the messed up part about it. Because in my anger, like my 2 seconds of anger, I lost it, and honestly, I was going through a lot. Like, I didn't know how much stuff I was going through until after this dog situation. I got therapy. I didn't know how, after being here 10 years, how much loss, how many people died, and I just kept working and kept building. I never really got to, how can you say, heal of anything. You feel me?
All right, he goes on to talk about everything that he's lost because of that situation.
Like, I done lost loves, I done lost, loved ones, I done lost people that, really mean something to me. I done lost fiancés, I done lost a lot of things. Being on TV, sometimes you just get caught up in the machine that you don't really get to mend anything that you've been through. So you walking around with wounds that's just open, but you trying to be a man, saying men ain't supposed to cry, men ain't supposed to do this. You're not understanding, you're doing more damage to yourself than anything. That shouldn't have happened. I'm more intelligent, and that a couple of seconds basically cost me a lot.
Man, stop telling men they can't express emotions, man. Yes, men, you can express emotions, all right? And then when you wonder why you got a generation of sociopaths running around, it's because you keep telling them not to feel nothing. I'm glad that brother went out and got the healing he deserves, man.
All right, now Jay-Z is trying to figure out how much money Duce has really made for Bacardi, and he's suing in order to find out. He's filed a lawsuit against his partners at Bacardi. He wants to get that information. He wants financial clarity. This is according to TMZ. They got the documents. And so they've been in co-ownership for Duce since 2011. And he wants all the books and records, the location of all warehouses that are storing the Duce barrels, bottles, and accessories, and info regarding Bacardi's physical inventory and its inventory process. So not sure why these demands are being made. Maybe it's kind of an audit to make sure everything is on the up and up.
Hey, it's all business, baby. Happens all the time. Sometimes you got to run some audits, file some lawsuits to see what's really going on.
All right, now Roy Jones Jr. is looking for somebody to fight him. He needs an opponent, and he has signed it with Celebrity Boxing. And so he's 53 years old. He recently signed that contract. According to Damon Feldman, who is the founder of Celebrity Boxing, he said, "We're so excited. It's our biggest event ever, and we're looking for a big opponent for Roy." What do y'all think?
What do you mean, what do I think?
Who could fight Roy Jones Jr. in Celebrity Boxing? His last fight, remember
In
he fought Mike
celebrity
Tyson?
boxing? That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no celebrity boxer that should be in the ring with Roy Jones. Even at Roy Jones' age now, muscle memory will cause you to get hurt by Roy Jones. No celebrity should be in the ring with him. If he wants to do another one of those exhibition matches like he did with Mike Tyson, yeah, something like that. Another boxer maybe, but not no celebrity.
All right, well, that is your rumor report.
That's right. I guess this is the part where they want me to lie to you and tell you that the People's Choice Mix is up next.
It is up next.
It is up next, but, there's no requests. Okay, so it's pointless to even call the number 1-800-585-1051 because Envy's not even here. He left the mix. It's pre-recorded. Okay? All right. It's the Breakfast Club.
DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. All right, we got a shout to Ed Sheeran for joining us this morning.
My guy Ed Sheeran, he announced the name of his new album. It's called Subtract. And he's going on tour. The Mathematics Tour is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So shout out to Ed Sheeran. And you got a positive note for the people?
Positive note is simply this, man. It doesn't matter how dirty others play you. Karma has a big appetite these days, so move with pure intentions.
Breakfast Club, bitches!
Y'all finished or y'all done?